Hey folks, good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to the channel. I'll be doing a couple of episodes. Hopefully you'll enjoy these. So today, first episode I'm gonna do is a couple of sample reviews, which I showed yesterday that I'm gonna do today. Let's go ahead and finish them up. I have quite a few samples that I think I didn't review. So, to create a content, I do sample reviews as well. These are official samples of Bulgari Gemme line and also Amouage fragrance for women. So I'll be reviewing both in one video. Hopefully you'll appreciate it. I've reviewed a few fragrances from both these lines, Bulgari designer and the niche line. Not niche, upper class line I did. So Falkar or Falkar, I don't know how this one goes, but perhaps I've talked about it in one of my older videos in few fragrance in one video. I'll re-review this today. Or the second one, Jubilation 25 for women. This one I have done the male's counterpart. I'm going to keep it next to it. And this is the female counterpart of this one, which is a special edition. And also let me keep a bottle of Bulgari Legend. I have only one that I own, which is Tiger. So this is like the same line, like the bottle is like this. Okay, so one other thing before I start, one brother yesterday pointed out that when I do sample reviews like this, these are not supposed to be called as reviews. And I understand from which viewpoint he said, like few wearings doesn't really give you a full idea. Yes, I definitely agree, because you can get like a glimpse of a fragrance, not a full-on review. Like if you have a full bottle that you wore over the months or so, then you can review, or you can have a full experience. I understand, but just to keep a title, I write review, so people watch. So hope you understand. So let's start with the Bulgari. My second review is going to be Amouage. So the Bulgari Legend line, I have reviewed quite a few, okay, by sample or bottle, and these are the upper class lines, super expensive. I bought Tiger. I think this is one of my most expensive fragrances ever. My bottle is finished. These come with beautiful presentation with that magnetic cap and all that. And Tiger was one of my most favorite, more reachable one from this line. And I think it was around 300 something dollars, 300 plus dollars for this bottle. I don't know if there's a smaller bottle. These are standard 100 ml. So these do definitely come in a beautiful packaging boxes. And this is called Falkar or Falkar. This is official sample. Okay. Inside the sample is 1.5 mil. Okay. I have sprayed actually on the sample inside. I can smell it, and the sample basically I tried like few days, not went through the whole sample. Okay, so official notes breakdown for this, it's kind of like a interesting one. This is meant for men, men fragrance. Nutmeg, cinnamon, cypriol oil or nargamota, polybanum, agarwood, saffron and black musk. So very heavy on the dark, spicy, woody oriental side. Maybe not oriental as much. Basically the oud is definitely there, and I think there's also surrounding notes like a lot of spices. So I would say it's a spicy fragrance. And let me talk about performance. Yes, even from the sample, I'll tell you, this whole line, Bulgari Legend line, some of you may feel like these fragrances are designer line. Why are they so expensive? These are like Dior have their previous line, Chanel has their exclusives. This is their Legend line, is their upper class line. Their presentation is just top notch. So many of the houses, they do that. Van Cleef and Arpels, I have seen many other houses, they do this upper class line. So this one, performance wise, all of them were stellar. Whatever I tried so far, performance was never an issue. This one I feel is going to be beast mode, so 10 for performance. Season wise, I think this fragrance will be best suited for colder months, winter, best winter, not even fall. I think in winter time this will be really, really nice. And I think this is a bit like, it reminds me of kind of like the character of Kalan by Parfum de Marly, which had the spices very strong and it's very spicy, the pink peppercorns. This is not by any means similar to that, but the character. Okay, so this fragrance character wise acts like that. It's a masculine, spicy, rough and tough fragrance, and I think it's not going for everybody. It's going to be off-putting to some. Okay, so for me, when what I smell in this, I do not dislike it, neither do I love it. Okay, it's something like I've smelled this gen in few fragrances before, Middle Eastern or many other niche perfumes, and people would say like spicy fragrance is not for everybody. It's like a, how to say, what's that word I'm looking for? Accurate taste. Okay, let's say you like something like Dior's previous line, some of the Eau d'Ispahan or some of the other ones, you may enjoy this. Okay, but the oud in this is kind of like on the darker side and spicy. So this combination of the two, and hint of sweetness, it has some sweetness. It reminds me of some of the Guerlain's private line as well, like Incense, I forgot those names, but they have some dark ones, but this is more performing version of those. So if you like performance, you can give it a try. But mostly I don't know where the sweetness comes from, maybe cypriol oil or something like that, but a hint of sweetness in there, which makes it a little bit better, but at the same time, it very much is one-sided, like the saffron, nutmeg, these are all heavy spices, and then even, it feels at some point like leather as well. So I would say it's for particular class of fragrance users, and definitely must get a sample and try it before you buy. I think it'll be great fragrance for winter, but overall I cannot recommend it blind buy. One thing. Second thing, I don't think everybody would like it as much, and especially the price tag is very, very high, but quality is definitely there. Overall, my assessment on this one, Falkar, I'll give this like 7.5 out of 10. Okay, good fragrance, but not my absolute favorite. So let's move on to the next one, which is actually my favorite out of these two. Amouage Jubilation 25 for women. Okay, look at that bottle. It looks different than men's bottle. If I put them side by side, I actually prefer men's bottle a lot. And this is my Jubilation 25 tester I bought, and this cap I bought from one of my other bottles, I think Interlude Man. Okay, just to make it look pretty. But Jubilation 25 had different cap. These bottles, they'll have cap like that, magnetic cap, just like men's one, and these are expensive. So it says the gift of kings. Okay, you can see, and they do not joke around when they say that. These samples also very generous. If you buy a sample set or a box, definitely you understand 2 ml samples are really, really more than enough for you to test, and I mean for you to try. Man, this one already smells so nice on the paper, and they have some other ones from this line which they also mentioned: Gold, Dia, CL, Reflection. These are, I think, part of the one collection, but I could be wrong. This one, let me tell the notes for you from Fragrantica: Ylang Ylang, Rose, Tarragon, Lemon, Incense, Rose, Labdanum, Artemisia, Myrrh, Amber, Vetiver, Patchouli, and Musk. Okay, these are the official notes breakdown. It's kind of complex, but Rose is mentioned twice, top and heart. But one other thing I know about Amouage, I have reviewed quite a few Amouage, used them in my journey. Amouage has the signature called frankincense. They use mostly this note in almost all their fragrances, and you'll find this signature in most of their creations. Okay, so this one, it's hard to explain to you. Like Amouage fragrance is a bit difficult. I will not lie to you. Amouage fragrances, when I tried them at first, I knew I liked them, like Interlude, Reflection, and some of the other ones I liked, but I did not know exactly, like notes breakdown wise, which one I'm smelling, like one by one. They are so well blended. So this is what thing Amouage does. Jubilation 25 was their 25th year anniversary special edition. This is loved by everybody. This is more wearable Amouage. This smells very luxurious. It's fruity. It's really, really like the oud is very polished in that. But the Jubilation 25 women, I'll tell you one thing funny. Many of Amouage fragrances, the women's counterparts are better than men's counterparts. Okay, those who use Amouage for a very long time, they would agree with me. At least many of you. But I feel the men's ones are straightforward, like masculine, and they last long time. But the women's one beat in terms of complexion, and they beat the men's counterpart in most cases. If you try them, then you understand. Like some of the women's perfume, men can definitely use, just that the bottles are a bit like like this, which I don't like. But this one, I'll tell you something funny. Jubilation 25 for women is more interesting than the men's one. This is my personal opinion. Okay, this one opens up with this floral. They do mention ylang ylang, and the rose play will come later, but it's kind of like a sweet, inviting floral. First thing you smell is floral, which I really love. And performance wise, this is a beast. It's monstrosity. Like it will beat the men's counterpart like by at least 3-4 hours extra. Men's one lasts okay, but it's not the strongest Amouage. This one is strong. Okay, so if you want a stronger version out of the two, I think they're both interesting, not similar at all. They have some similarity, but I think the women's one is more charismatic, more note oriented, and it's more interesting. So I also get the frankincense in the heart. It's not super smoky, but it does have the rose floral, the frankincense quality. It makes it very nice floral perfume for me. When I smell it, there's like a nice clean soapy vibe as well in there. It reminds me of some of the other ones like Lyric, okay, or maybe Epic, but those are not like exactly same. So yeah, the rose is used in Lyric Man, Lyric Woman, definitely the same rose used here. So it gives that bubble bath feel, which is very nice soapy quality. So I definitely like this a lot, a lot. Okay, and I will tell you, this is, I'm not putting the men's one down, but I think this one is very good, king and queen together. You may collect both and you will not regret it. So get a sample like this, because Amouage is not a starter house. It's not like a house for beginners. Okay, I'll just tell you straight up. Frederick Mall, like Kilian's or something like Zerjoff, their fragrances are more of mature noses. Okay, Creed can be used by beginners for me because their fragrances are relatively fresher, simpler, and not super complex. Amouage, not the same case. So I have really fallen in love with this fragrance. This one, maybe in some part of my journey, if I can collect, I'll collect a full bottle. This is going to be a stellar winter fragrance, just like this one. But in terms of mark, I'll give this a 9.5 out of 10. Beautiful. Only thing I think people will not like is the price tag. Okay, if you can get a tester, you can save some bucks, but it will come without the cap. I think it will come just like the bottle without the cap. That is not nice. So overall, you can see I'm impressed by it. It's a beautiful fragrance. Check it out. It has a lot of qualities, complex, and I will be honest with you, I do not pick all the notes like mentioned as Fragrantica. Altogether, the notes work really well. That's all. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. It's a perfect unisex fragrance in my humble opinion. We use less. One spray is good enough for the whole day. Okay, so 9.5, 7.5. Check it out, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.